75.
That's what it was. You have to accept the bid
Just
first.
accept it.
That's why I had to be on the agenda first before that. Thank you guys.
Yes, because we love Marlon Towns. Oh, I didn't know he was sitting there.
That's it? Right, so besides that, how we looking?
She's not coming?
No.
Everything,
No.
everything looking for that?
What I look like her?
Yeah.
No, she said she might be late.
I know, trust me, I know.
If she makes it.
Let's read into that. Is it class?
But
It's usually on Tuesdays.
parking violations could be up if we could get the.
Yes.
What he's supposed to do on a regular basis.
You heard that from the
I
hallway?
ain't leaving the paper.
I knew that was you. Anytime I hear that, I think about it. Can we start without Russ?
I probably got it blocked in, man.
Hey, Chris, can we start without Russ?
Wait 1 second till Coley comes back. You don't mind?
Who?
Coley?
Oh, okay. Maybe you didn't hear it.
Councilman Coley?
I can hear him. I know you heard that.
Well, you still got a quorum. You can go ahead.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
This is a conference meeting of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township held at City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, on Tuesday, February 3rd at 7:01 p.m. Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Present.
Councilwoman
Hey,
Easton.
Present.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Present.
Councilman Montague III.
Present.
Councilman Ross.
Here.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson is absent. Council President Wooten is absent. Also present is Tricia Scipio, Chris Hartwig, Business Administrator, Derek Brown, Fire Chief, Niall Clements, CFO, Brian Mooney, Police Chief, Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer. We'll now recognize a moment of silence. Thank you. Please be apprised, anyone wishing to discuss agenda or general items shall sign their name on the comment sign-up sheet and will be allowed a maximum of 3 minutes to interact with the council. Sunshine Law. The requirements of the new NJSA 10:4-9 et say Sunshine Law has been met. A notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger and published in the record transcript on Thursday, July 10th, 2025, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council's website, the city's website, and filed in the office of the city clerk. For matters of discussion, our Essex County liaison has not arrived, so we're going to move on to any legislation that council, the resolutions and ordinance to be presented at tonight's meeting are listed on the attached regular meeting agenda. If any council member wishes to discuss any resolution or ordinance, it may be discussed at this time. No.
No resolution.
Council Vice President. Want to acknowledge me?
I'm so used to being down there. Yes, Councilman Ross.
77-2026. BA, this is a resolution of cancellation of tax sale certificates for inaccurate utility billing caused by malfunctioning meters.
Correct.
These meters been corrected?
Yes.
Well, will this be back on the
There may be a couple others, but I don't believe there are any that went to tax sale. There were a handful of meters that we had to replace earlier this year, approximately 180. And we've done that. A couple slipped through and tax sale certificates were sold.
Okay, all right. 78. This is pretty much the same thing, but I don't know if this was for a water meter, correct?
No, this is for a tax payment.
Well, it says, tell me the difference between the 9,949 and the 5,316. Where are we going with that? The certificate was for 9,949, and we made a payment back for 5316.26.
Yeah, they overpaid.
They overpaid. Okay. 80, 2026. This is a resolution authorizing the acceptance of a grant for 18.5 to the city health officials. My question here, what is this 18.5 earmarked for? Do you know?
I do. Hang on a second.
Speaking to the mic.
Okay, so this is an extension of the Nacho grant, and this 18.5 will be used to hire a part-time education officer.
Okay, but you know this money has to be used by
By
March
June.
31st?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have somebody in mind?
Yes, we hired them today.
Oh, okay. Before we approve this, huh?
It would have been contingent. You didn't approve it.
Is it an Orange resident?
I don't know. I have to check.
Okay. Well, let me see what else I have on here. 82. Is this resolution for paving?
Yes, it is.
Yes. And this is a grant?
Yes.
Same for 86?
Can we just get to 86? Yes.
Well, on the second page, it says, and I saw in here somewhere, it was talking about replace a railing for $3,339?
It's 2 PVC railings, yes, on Beach Street.
Okay. '89. This is a resolution authorizing for Puglisi Pool to do pool service for our pools in our spray park. But I'm a little confused with the, it says the heading says commencing May 1st, 2024 through September 30th, 2025. So this was for an old contract,
It's an old unpaid bill.
okay? Do we have a new contract with them?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, sir.
But this 11/28/25, this is when this was done, and this was after the contract? Wouldn't this be towards the new contract? It doesn't say when it was done, it just
So
says the invoice date.
It was a 2-year contract. They went out to bid in the spring of 2024. The work that was unpaid was done at the end of the pool season. They were at the amount not to exceed for their contract. We didn't allow them to go over, but they're coming before the council asking to increase that contract for services that were performed to keep the pools open.
Okay. Thank you. 91. This is a contract for line painting. Why do we have to contract out for this? Can't we do this in-house?
So we have one painting machine, but that painting machine is for smaller jobs. When you do the large crosswalks and the main lines, you need a larger machine, and we don't have that.
How much does a large machine cost? I mean, wouldn't it be beneficial for us to get a machine than to farm this out all the time?
Well, you'd probably have to hire somebody to operate the machine, and do other things associated with the line painting process. So it's not just as simple as buying the new machine, but in answer to your question, I don't know how much it would cost. I'd have to check.
Okay. '94, I don't know if you could answer this question, but this is a resolution honoring honor roll students, which I'm all for. That's great. But I would like to know who these students are. And maybe we can send a congratulatory letter out to these students and say, thank you, job well done. But this is just a boilerplate, resolution saying, thank you, you guys was on the honor roll, but I don't know who they are. And I would think they would like to get something from us if we're honoring them, you know, to say, thank you.
You're right, I can't answer your question.
Okay. And maybe you can't probably with 99 either, because, and I'm concerned about 99 because this was interesting to me because there's a lot, I was thinking over the snowstorm, do we have a list of volunteers, you know, or people we can even pay, you know, to go out and shovel for our seniors and people that can't shovel themselves? And this resolution pretty much says that we have these students that do the lawn cutting, they go out shoveling, blah, 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 blah. Do we have a list of who they are? I think we all would need to know who they are, and maybe we can utilize them when we can. But I don't know who they are.
I'll find out and get you the list.
Thank you. One more, and I'm sorry, guys. 101. That's the animal shelter. We're paying over $136,000.
Yep.
For what?
To take animals, dogs, cats, other types of wildlife to a shelter, to board them. They're the response place where we have to take animals when we're called out to scoop them up.
Do we have such a high number of stray cats or dogs or whatever? I don't see a lot of stray dogs. I don't see a lot of stray cats.
That's because Rudy does a great job.
I don't see Rudy either, but, you know. Can't we do this by a catch by catch, you know?
They don't offer the services that way. And as I've mentioned this before, because this comes up every year, there are very few places that you can actually go to that are qualified. So they have to meet certain standards. Newark is one of only 3 in the county. 2 of the others didn't bid on the process, so I'm left with little choice but to go with the bidder that submitted a bid.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with the bidder. Okay, my thing is, what if, and this is hypothetical, we have 1 stray in 6 months, or we got 2 for the year? We're paying $136,000.
If that were the case, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Council Vice President. I'm finished.
Thank you. Anyone else? I know he stole everybody's thunder as usual.
And that's fine.
Okay,
I said
That's
I'm
okay,
sorry.
that's okay.
Council Vice
Started with 77.
But
Yeah.
I made a,
Oh, no, we didn't go over
can
that.
explain.
Okay,
Trish can explain it.
okay.
Okay, so on Resolution 75, 2026, let me go back to it. This is accepting the qualifying vendors in the fair, open manner for a legislative research officer services. That's accepting the bid, because there was only 1 bidder for that,
All right.
that came in. So it's accepting the bid. And then 79 is the actual contract for the bid. So that's why there's 2
that's
separate
fine.
resolutions.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay?
Council
I
Vice
know, it's
President,
just, I'm gonna suspend the rules.
Not yet, not yet. Let him finish this first. Are you done, Councilman Coley?
Yes, because Councilman Ross, he always does a fantastic job.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilman.
Council Vice President, I have one, 90, 20, 26, what, is there a schedule or plan for that? How do we go about if we needed a tree trim? Or boom,
It's on an as-needed basis, and you contact Marty Mays.
and then, okay,
There are certain things that we have the company do on a routine basis, but if there's a need for something that's a city tree, you contact Marty Mays, and we get to it.
okay. All right.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Thank you, Council Vice President. I would like to go back to 80-2026
Okay.
with the public health grant. We said the administration stated that we hired somebody already. How long was this job advertised for?
I don't know that it was advertised by the Human Resources Office. It was advertised by the Health Department. We looked around, they looked around for somebody to fill the position.
Okay, so shouldn't that go through HR, and was it publicized on the website?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay,
And the answer to the HR question is, because it's a grant position and it's a specialized service, it typically goes through the department and my office.
okay. So I'll put a note for us to go back to that later, because I would like to know if it's an Orange resident as well. My other question is in regards to 85-2026, using funding to replace the front door for the city hall.
Yes.
What funding do we have to work on our clerk's office?
We don't have any yet.
Have we applied for any?
We're looking at a historic preservation grant.
Okay, so what's happening
This
here?
has come up before.
Yes.
I don't want to.
You know I'm consistent.
But nothing's changed.
Mm.
Clerk's office will get to it when we get to it, when we have the funds.
Okay, but then going back to the first floor, thank you for that. But going back to the first floor, is this like funding that's supposed to be for that whole first floor? I think you were supposed to be bringing the daycare or a clinic there.
No, so we have funding for that under a separate grant. We've
So
already
separate.
spent some of it. We have to match the rest. The front door was a grant application through CDBG. The front door was a grant application through CDBG. And I thought the question was going to be a $69,000 front door, but the reality is that it's the entire frame, not just the doors, but the windows, and it's a structural item. So and the door itself is extremely expensive. So it's not just a door, although that's how the project is actually called. I would have called it something else, the front entrance.
Okay. Would this also incorporate like some ADA accessible, like you push the button for like
It
handicap?
does.
It will? Okay. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to move on to my next one. Thank you. For Councilman Ross already asked that.
I told you.
He was very thorough. There was one for, oh, I thought you were helping me out. It was one for repaving. Where did I put that one? Oh, here it is, 82-2026. I am extremely excited looking at this because I see a lot of streets here in the West Ward that were long overdue. However, I have a few questions. For Mountain View Avenue, would this include sidewalks?
As I've stated before, sidewalks are actually the responsibility of the homeowner. We do them when we have extra money in the grant. So once we bid the paving project, we'll know how much money we have left over. And if we have enough left over, we do the sidewalks and the curbs.
So I mentioned this one specifically because I cannot tell you exactly which council meeting it was because it was a ways back. But I asked if the developer who was building on that corner would contribute to a community benefit to replace those sidewalks. And you said that it could be discussed, but we never spoke about it after that. So is that still a possibility for this block?
I'd have to go back and look at the community benefit agreement for that particular project and see what it says.
Okay, because I mean, you know, we've had a good old time with them on Mountain View, and it's tore it up the block a lot. So I think it would be best practice or just in good faith if they contribute in that way. It's major, and the residents and the neighbors would appreciate it. And I do believe that is it for my resolutions. Oh no, the last thing for the same one. Can we get an actual schedule for when the repavement is going to start?
We can give you estimates, and I'll have Mr. Mays prepare one and distribute it. But again, it's weather dependent when the asphalt plant opens and when the final plans and specs are completed. So we get the money, we do the plans and specs. They're not complicated because it's a paving project, but you still have to do the plans and specs. And then you can move forward with the project. But this was, Pannoni does the plans and specs and the oversight. So I have to check to see if this is a modification to the plans and specs, or if this is additional oversight, or both, before I could give you a definitive answer.
Okay, and just to confirm, because you always tell us it's on the website, once this is, an estimated schedule is finalized, it will be visible on both websites, the cities and the city council.
Well, I don't control the city councils, but I'll speak to the clerk, the deputy clerk, about that. And
Okay.
make sure that it gets up.
Okay, so we could do like a public notification, kind of like a bulletin poster that we could distribute on both websites?
Sure.
Okay. All right, and lastly, something else popped up in my mind. Where are, I know it popped up in my mind while I was talking, and you were just so nice and forthcoming with my other questions. My last question is, where are we with the study on permit parking?
So, we've completed the survey of surrounding communities. We've completed the assessment of the streets that are currently permit parking permissible streets. We've completed the signage review for those streets. We've been working with Councilman Ross and our newly designated parking manager on drafting an ordinance for permit parking that I believe we'll present to the council either at the next meeting or the meeting after that. And part of the review also included fees. We're still talking about fees internally in the administration, but that's what we've completed so far.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman, are we done?
Yes. thank you.
Okay. Well, Reginald Bledsoe, our county liaison.
Wait, before we call out on Reginald Bledsoe, there are 7 amendments that was sent that I want to make council put it on the record. 78-2026, there was, in the be it further resolved clause, there was an addition added, and applicable fees, penalties, and interest totaling $4,683.48 was added. And in Resolution 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100, it was amended to read from the city council instead of from council president.
We good?
We're good.
County liaison, Reginald Bledsoe, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize for my tardiness. Traffic is crazy trying to get out of the city of Newark at a certain time. I think Councilwoman Summers Johnson can relate, coming from Newark as well. I just have one update. As always, our county exec will be hosting our annual African American Heritage Celebration, which will be held February 11th. At 11 a.m. at the Essex County Dr. Martin Luther King Building. This year we will be honoring Lieutenant Governor Dr. Dale G. Caldwell, and the second honoree will be Rutgers Newark Chancellor Dr. Tanya Smith Jackson. As always, we ask that if there's any county-related issues that you reach out to our team so that we can work cooperatively together. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Bledsoe?
I do, Council Vice President. With the new community center fully online now, We have some residents at the senior building, 268 and 400 and 300 that are requesting, during, the day, when they have their home health aides and their, nurses visits, can
Excuse
the,
me.
can the, parking lot, when available, be used for them, to park?
From my understanding, that during the day, I believe that parking lot is like the arms of the gate is up during the day.
Yeah, so just so I'm crystal clear, when the arms are up, that means that it,
That is available parking.
okay, very good.
So, but if there's a specific date or time,
No,
just notify us so that we can notify the sheriff's office so that those cars are okay.
Well, this would be like every day, because they have visits like
When
every,
the arms are up, there should
Okay.
be available parking.
Okay.
But the issue is that at a certain time, the arms go down
right, I understand.
on that lot, and no one will be available to let those cars
I
out if they're
understand.
still there
You
at a
know,
certain
but we're talking
time.
like doing like normal business hours. Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I have a question for Ms. So on the days that there's events there, they can't park because. they're not-
Correct.
Yeah.
You got
So
it?
you're gonna have to
We understand that.
There should be some coordination.
Coordination
But if
because I
there's an
think
event happening,
Right.
that parking will not be
February
available.
the 10th is the senior Valentine's Day. So I think you probably need a schedule of when it's being used.
And that's gonna change, it's gonna change, I mean,
Yeah.
that's fluid.
So let
It's
them
fluid.
know, yeah.
It's fluid, it's fluid.
But
Because
I will say
otherwise
this, that there should definitely be some type of coordination
Yeah.
and at least some type of communication.
Okay,
Just so that we don't get our wires crossed.
got it, all right.
Council Vice President, are you guys done?
Thank you, we're done, thank you.
I just want to ask about that community center. Is there any daily activities there? I mean, for bingo, for cards, for dominoes, for whatever you want to do there? Is that something happening there every day?
So from my experience, working with the county, the Division of Senior Services is actually supposed to be coordinating senior wellness cafe in the park. It happens at all of the other locations across the county. From my understanding, that department should be coordinating some activities during the day there for the seniors. That's why it was actually erected and constructed there because of the surrounding senior buildings. But if you're asking for a schedule of events, I can convey that message to the County Department of Senior Services and share that information with all of you so that you have it.
Thank you. I would appreciate that. Another question. There's been a lot of, new stuff going in and around that park. But I had mentioned this before, the fencing in that park. It's rusted out, it's falling apart in some places. And I think you or somebody said that that fence was gonna be replaced and or painted or whatever. You know, it's like right now, you put on a brand-new suit, and then your shirt is all dingy and dirty, so, are they gonna replace that fence?
I don't disagree with you, Councilman. From my understanding, there is a plan to replace the damaged or outdated fencing. I definitely can communicate with our Parks Department to confirm what's the timeline or time frame for the replacement in the fence. I wholeheartedly agree. Multi-million-dollar building, but the fencing around it couldn't look differently. But at this time, I would have to do additional research and confirm with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Recreation and Cultural Services when that actually possibly will take place. But I agree with you.
Okay, yeah, stay on top of that for us, please. And just one more. There was recently, I think, a deer shoot up at the
Yes.
reservation. How does that help us? We got a bear, deer population in Orange. I don't think they come way down from way up there. How the hell they gonna get down here?
Surprisingly, they do.
They come
They do.
Orange Avenue.
So the deer management program is supposed to help with the population. but unfortunately, the deer management program is a matter of 2 months. So the plan is supposed to actually help with the populated area within the reservation, which ultimately is overpopulated, and they're expanding to other parts of the county because food is available, garbage is out, and it's available to them to eat. So that program is actually supposed to help mitigate the population issue, but unfortunately, the population is increasing rapidly.
Yeah,
So-
no doubt. They had babies in my backyard, and I asked at one time, could we do some kind of birth control for these deers? I mean, whether they come down from the reservation or not, the population is expanding because they're having babies here. Okay, so if we can't control that, then we're gonna be overpopulated with these deers.
This issue is not unique to Orange. It's something that, is unique in other
There has
communities
to
as
be
well.
some kind of resolution. And that's all. Thank you.
Council Vice President.
Yes.
I'm sorry. You okay, Miss? You okay?
I'm fine. Let them have
Okay.
babies in
No, I'm
your
good.
backyard.
No, I get it. It will frustrate me too. You come out-
Sorry. Mr. Blesso, first of all, thank you for making it here to Orange through the traffic. Secondly, I do want to commend what you all do at the Environmental Center. I actually took the Girl Scout troop there recently, and they were able to do the walk. Even though it was snow, they still were able to do the hiking and take advantage of what the county offers. They did learn a little bit about the deer management program as well. They weren't too happy about it, but it's better that we teach them these things now and they understand the purpose of it all. So it was very eventful and exciting for the kids, and I thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Let's move the agenda.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn, Summers Johnson.
Second, Ross.
Motion to adjourn was made by Councilwoman Jamie Summers Johnson, second by Councilman Clifford Ross. On the motion, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned at 7:32 p.m. I've just got a message from the sound asking all council members to make sure that they speak into their microphones. This is the regular meeting of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township held at City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, on Tuesday, February 3rd, following the conference meeting. Will we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Led by Kerry Coley.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Roll call. Councilman Coley?
Present.
Councilwoman Easton?
Present.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Present.
Councilman Montague III?
Present.
Councilman Ross?
Here.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Here.
Council President Wooten is absent. Also present is Tricia Scipio, Chris Hartwig, Derek Brown, Fire Chief, Brian Mooney, Police Chief, Gracia R. Montella, City Attorney, and Marlon G. Towns, Legislative Research Officer. For the record, Council Vice President, I want to put on the record that at the conference meeting, Councilwoman Jamie Summers Johnson arrived at 7:15 p.m. and Gracia R. Montella arrived at 7:10 p.m. The requirements of NJSA 10:4-9 et se Sunshine Law has been met. A notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger and published in the record transcript on Thursday, July 10th, posted on the bulletin board in City Hall, the council's website, the city's website, and filed in the office of the city clerk. Approval of meeting minutes. January 2026 conference meeting. Council member Easton was absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion, Summers Johnson.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilman Montague III. On the motion, Roll call, Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilman Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That's 5 yeas, 1 abstain, and 1 absent. This passes. January 20th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Council members Easton and Wooten were absent and should abstain. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second, Ross.
Motion by Councilman Montague III, second by Councilman Ross. On the motion, roll call, Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilman Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
And Council President Wooten is absent. That's 5 yeas, 1 abstain, and 1 absent. This passes. Reports. The Department Monthly Revenue Collections. Community Service collected $6,040 for December 2025. The Health Department collected $16,250 for December 2025. The Planning Department collected $73,607 December 2025. Parking meters, $15.01 December 2025. And Public Works, $712,798 for December 25. Oprah reports, there were 127 received, 47 complete, and 80 outstanding. Communications and petition, notice of public hearings. In the matter of the petition of New Jersey American Water Company Incorporated for authorization to change the level of its purchase water adjustment clause and purchase wastewater treatment clause, BPU, document number WR25110596. This is outside on the table. Citizens' comments on general issues, agenda items. Members of the public wishing to address the council may do so during this portion of the meeting. Speakers must sign their name on the comment sign-up sheet and approach the microphone when called upon. To allow maximum public involvement, each speaker is permitted 1 3-minute period to interact with the council and must provide his or her name and street address prior to beginning any remarks. Visual aids are not permitted. Speakers are reminded to be courteous and mindful of other individuals. Each person has a right to speak on any subject but is responsible for the abuse of that right. The city bears no liability for any comments made by the public and maintains discretion to remove any person engaged in obscene or disruptive conduct. The council will consider all comments and questions and will respond if and when appropriate, which may or may not be during this meeting.
The first one. Let me get your name correct today. Alicia Rodriguez.
Yes,
How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you. 487 Mountain View. For the grant, for the question that Quantavia asked, it wasn't posted on the website for that job. Just to put that out there. For Resolution 101, the $136,000 services, how much money did we use on these types of services last year? And is that number greater or less if you're not sure? Who writes up or drafts the resolutions and legislation? And typically, how long do they take to write up or draft? Where are we with the study for the fire and police necessity for the people you guys hired to figure out how much we need of both? For Resolution 86, how long are those 2 PVC handrails that need to be installed on 603 Beach Street? Because $3,300 for 2 plastic handrails seems a little obsessive. I did the homework, looked at the property. Those railings are no more than maybe 30 inches, at max 4 feet. You look it up on Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those websites, it's about $58 to $75 a piece. And it's probably 4 steps. So who is in charge of verifying this information? What justifies this $3,300 price point? It's concerning to me because I know a lot about construction. I spend a lot of money on doing projects, and so the numbers are not adding up here. For Resolution 77, can you please explain what happened in this tax sale? How is it possible that 2 liens get sold? For Resolution 79, why are we hiring more people if we have a legislation research officer already? I would like to know, besides these things, that last week there was a resident that attended the meeting for the first time. They did not know that they had to sign up to speak, and when it was time for them to speak, I guess Quantavia realized that she had not put her name on there and tried to advocate for her. But because Trisha had already started the vote, there was a debate as to whether she was allowed to be put on or not. Montilus and Trisha were adamant that it needed to be a no. And I went back and did some research and found out that yes, you had to close the vote, but anybody at any point could have said right after you guys closed it, let's reopen it and give her an opportunity to speak, as long as it wasn't disrupting normal business. I say that to say that upon for the residents sat back down and say they'll never come back. This is the kind of environment and the clarity you guys are creating as a whole, and it's a whole because you're our team. And then lastly, Gluten stated last week that she was never gonna let low-income housing go for that building that asked for the extra 30 years, on top of the 30 years it just finished. But she said she fully supports low income. But what concerns me about that statement is that when I asked if any of the new projects were low income, not one of them are. So for me, words have to match action. So it doesn't make sense to me why you would give someone else 30 years, but not approve any new low-income houses so we can have old projects pay their due. That was my questions.
Thank you.
So I can answer a couple of them. With respect to the tax sale certificates, what happens is there's a time period within which the tax sale certificate is set up, goes on the list, and is published. And then if it's not paid within that period, the sale goes forward. The 10 days after the tax sale is conducted, mistakes can be corrected. Sometimes mistakes come along where two parties pay the taxes, a property owner and a third-party lien holder. So you end up with an overpayment of taxes on a property that went into tax sale, and you have to cancel the tax sale certificate and refund the funds. It doesn't happen, it happens every year that there's a tax sale, at least once or twice. You asked a question about Resolution 86, which was the change order for the PVC handrails. I'll go back and look at the costing. They're not the types of PVC handrails that you buy at Home Depot. But I'll give you a far better explanation than what's set forth in the resolution if you call my office tomorrow.
Okay. Anything on the, why we need more legislation research or about the amount for
So
the?
you're not getting a additional legislative research officer. There's a resolution of appointment for the existing legislative research officer, and there's a resolution that creates a standby list based upon qualifications. So nobody new is being hired. They're simply qualifying additional firms, presumably in the event that there's a conflict for the legislative research officer and they need advice.
Perfect. I'm sorry, just the one about, do we know how much money we spent on the cats and the clinics and all that last year?
I have to go back and look. If the CFO was here, he'd be able to tell you. But you don't get billed. You're basically buying capacity in the shelter. And that's how they bid the process. But what I can do is I can pull up the number of calls where we actually went to the shelter.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Right, well, just to be clear, that's a contract for $136, period.
Yes.
Right, okay, so, did you know that? Okay.
The Honorable Gloria Bozeman. Come on out.
I said, I like it.
Yes, I know you do.
Good evening, Gloria Bozeman, 345 Alcott Street. As I come before here today, I'm going to try to keep mine to specific questions because someone has advised me that the clearer I am in terms of asking, maybe and perhaps I can get an answer. And so I'm asking again, I think I've been asking since I've been coming to the podium, to what benefit are the new developments in our community? Because we have a plethora of new developments, and I have not been able to determine the impact. I want to know if all of those developments fill to capacity, what will be the new number of population in the area? We already have talked about, many people come talking about parking and the inability to navigate the community because of the congestion that exists presently. I wonder what's going to happen as we begin to add. So can I get a number of the anticipated increase in population if all of these apartments and those coming fill? I also do want to know, because when I look at I want to know the agency that you shared with me before that's able to talk to us about whether or not, and I'm frequently reminded that we have met our capacity with regard to low-income residents. So I'd like to get that agency so that I can see for myself how it's matching up with all of the new developments, because these are certainly not for lower-income people. It's not even for moderately income people, which the legislature has passed, but I understand that the city would have to ask the developer to set aside a number for moderate income individuals. And I'm concerned about moderate income individuals. Those are our young people returning from college, and they would not be able to move in this community because, as I have informed you, it has been designated, the salaries designated are at a minimum of $90,000 for some of those apartments, annual salaries. I also want to say that the 80-2026, the part-time education officer, was not advertised. I would have applied. So I know that if it's already determined, that doesn't really talk about the openness that should be a part of a hiring process, particularly in a municipality capacity. I really feel as though something should have been announced. Maybe it was and I missed it, but something should have been announced, especially since we are going to be funding that. We would want to make certain that it benefit some of our residents. We were talking before about the library, and somebody said fundraising. The library people said, if you read the annual report, you'll see that they did do some fundraising in the last year. I want to accept responsibility for coming to this podium. I do know that it is a part of an obligation of those of us who vote to come and to hold those individuals who we have elected to certain levels of accountability. So I won't stop coming until some of those questions are answered, until they're answered to the satisfaction that makes me feel as though my vote counted for something. And I want to tell all those individuals who may be looking and are looking, as I go around town, I see that their signs are going up for individuals who are choosing, I guess, to challenge some seats that have never been challenged before. We don't vote to get rid of people. I don't vote to be an adversary. I vote for those who I think are going to support the best agenda for the city. So they can come, is what I'm saying. So can I get that? I hear the beep, babe. Can I get the, I'm sorry, Miss City Clerk. I'm sorry, forgive me for that, dear. I don't want to disrespect your position.
You're not.
The agency that,
Council on Affordable Housing.
say it again, sir, I'm sorry.
It's the Council on Affordable Housing.
Council on Affordable Housing, that's a
And it's
state
within-
agency?
It's within the Division of Local Government in the Department of Community Affairs. They've replaced the Council on Affordable Housing and absorbed it into the division.
And you will be able to tell me the number of individuals that will be added to our community if all of the new developments fill to capacity?
I will, but I can't now.
But you would be able to do that?
Yes.
So when I show up again?
Yeah, or I'll call you.
No, don't call me. When I show up again, I like everything to be a matter of public record. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, Ms. Vollmer, you can approach the mic and the pedestal. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. It's my first meeting in a long, long time, couple of years. But my question.
Before you begin,
Ms.
state your name and your
Oh.
Your
address.
name and address.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sherrod Volmar, address is 464 Valley Street. My reason for coming here is due to the rodent situation in the valley. I know before this was due to the restaurant, Hat City Kitchen, but I have a really, really bad rat situation in the valley, just the art district, and I'm not quite sure what you guys are doing. I know you're taking care of cats and dogs. I also have a lot of cats in our neighborhood. I'm not complaining about it because we have the rodents,
Right.
but there is a lot of cats and a lot of rats in my block. Thank you.
Council Vice President, Valley, 464 Valley Street, and what's your cross? What's the?
Nassau and.
Nassau. Okay, got it.
Okay, any,
I'll get your contact information before you leave, and I'll have the health officer in touch with you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Councilor Vice President, could we maybe for the next agenda have the health officer come and do a presentation
he
on?
came
Huh?
last week.
He did? I
Yes,
missed him?
and we can try to put them on the week after because we may have something else
Because
on the
I
next
think
public.
all of the residents need to hear the information about, because I know in Washington Dodge, there's certain things he can't do now with abating those creatures, and I think he just needs to explain that to the residents as how it works.
Okay, so I'll
Yeah.
put them on for
Well,
March.
we used to could put the poison down, we can't do that anymore,
Right.
but anyway. Yeah.
I'll put it down for March the 17th, the first meeting in March.
Right. Okay.
Is there a motion to close citizens' comments?
Motion to close citizens' comments, Summers
Second.
Johnson.
Second, Montague.
Motion to close citizens' comments was made by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilman Montague III. On the motion, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
That's adopted. Council comments.
Councilwoman Eason. You never go first.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First, I want to thank everyone for your condolences. And for my council colleagues, I want to thank you for all the support, all the calls, and for the beautiful plant that you sent to the funeral. I'm not going to deal on that too much because I will get too emotional, but as we know, there's a missing person at the front door.
Definitely.
And I have to get used to coming into City Hall and not seeing him there, so. But I want to thank everyone for being so good and so nice and showing the love and the support. It really helped me and my family to stay strong and try to get through this ordeal. So thank you very much. Appreciate all of you. I love all of you. You are a good team, good backup, so thank you, thank you. And to the residents that supported my family, I want to say thank you also. Just one thing I want to comment on is, and I think Minister Hartwick, I think we need to just tell the residents about the tax bills. Those that are calling say they never received their tax bills, so you can update them that the bills went out in November and they probably did miss them, and our mail is not coming regularly every day, so there is a problem with the mail delivery, and you might not get mail for 2 or 3 days, and then you get a whole stack of mail. So I think you might want to address that so that they will know what's going on with that.
So for people who think that they didn't get a tax bill because they haven't received one, the bills were mailed out, and we've gotten inquiries about this. The bills were mailed out in November, and we've received probably a dozen calls from people who haven't gotten their tax bill. For anyone who hasn't gotten their tax bill, if they have access to a computer, they can look it up online. If they do not, they can call the office. They can get over the phone what their taxes are, or they can get a copy emailed to them or mailed to them, or they can stop by the tax office and simply pick it up.
Thank you. Councilwoman Jamie Summers.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
Right. I wrote down some notes, not as good as Councilman Ross.
No,
Right?
no one's like Ross.
No one is as good as Ross. All right. So I'm not sure what you talked about before I got here with the first meeting, but the teacher in me is requesting whatever the stages are of snow removal, because I know there are stages. Just in my mind, I just feel like that should be published because I know my kids go to a school on a hill. So I know for a fact they do the hills first. And because Haywood is like a one-way in the morning, I have to like go down Long Ridge, go to the store, come back up Long Ridge, go down. So I'm always on hills. So if they do hills first, okay, then whatever the next stage is, because when I got the robocall, I had to pull over. I was hysterically laughing when they named 30 streets. I said, where? Okay, 30 streets, you want everyone to move their car, but that robocall didn't say where to even move your car, and I don't even know, at that point, school was back open, so school lots weren't available. Like, I was just like, okay. So I think if a council person received a call, I doubt if they would have been able to relay anything to a resident. So I just think if we put out a clear, we're gonna be removing snow in 4 stages, these are the streets we're gonna be doing first, second, third, fourth, whatever. I just think that would help, because that snow, I went out there, I don't know what I thought I was gonna do. That was ice and then snow under it. Like, I don't really know. I know we were warned about it, but that snow was different. I know in the past, we've hired like day laborers. I remember, and I'm probably going back some years, where they would like sign up before the storm. Like, we didn't do that this time. We don't have the money for that.
There are 2 reasons we didn't do it.
Okay,
One is a liability issue.
okay.
And 2, we don't hire day laborers.
Not day laborers like that, but it was some sort, I forgot what it, am I making
You
this
had a
up?
volunteer list,
Okay,
and you had a list of people that you paid minimum wage
okay,
to go out and do snow removal.
okay, because I know it
You
was.
can't just add people to your
Right.
to your payroll
Right.
in the middle of
Right.
the year.
I know it was some system, some way, but I couldn't remember. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. And, okay, at what point will we stop the snow removal? Like, are we still on schedule? Because it looks like this snow is gonna be here for like another week or 2.
We have snow removal people working out there tonight.
Okay,
We'll have snow removal people working tomorrow.
okay,
They'll be working until the piles are cleared on most of the streets. On Thursday, there's a changeover in alternate side of the street parking for a number of streets. A notice will go out tomorrow that they're to observe alternate side of the street parking, so that the side that they're parked on currently can actually be plowed and piles can be removed.
okay. I know the robocalls go out, but can it go out in an email? Just because I
does.
think it does go out in an email too?
Email, goes out in a text message, goes out on the website, goes out on social media.
Okay, all right, okay. That's on that. Okay, Argyle Avenue and Scotland still doesn't have the mirror that I've been requesting?
We spoke about it today, the mirror's in, we're getting a individual to install it.
Thank you so much. What is the status of the traffic study on Claremont Terrace?
So I have to brief you on that. I have a memo from the engineering company about what it entails.
Okay.
And I'll give you a separate brief.
All right, thank you so much. And then, thank you, I was educated yesterday. I came home, PSNG was everywhere on my street. Found out from the BA there was a small gas leak. Scared me to death because our heat was off. And if you know me, you know I've been dealing with boiler problems. So it just educated me. I was able to educate the residents on my street so they knew why their heat was off. Thank God it went back on around 4 or 5 hours later, but it did go back on. But I also had to do the emergency switch. And of course, this always happens when my husband was not home and I didn't want to like blow the house up. But so when those things happen, I did call PSE&G as well, and they had a record of it, but just letting residents know, again, they see the big trucks and, that. And the last thing, 749, we've been dealing with 749 Scotland Road. They didn't have heat. So the heat is slowly coming back. A lot of these buildings are so old, and then getting the parts. Their elevator on side A is still out, so that they're still working on, but the residents are texting me throughout the day, throughout the night, like they're slowly getting heat and stuff back. But I just wanted to inform them that the city, our code enforcement workers are going out and are working with the supers and owners and things like that. So thank you so much, Council Vice President.
Thank you. Councilman Ross.
Thank you, Councilman Vice President. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I am so happy January is out of here. Hello, February. The groundhog says we have 6 more weeks of winter. I'm really hoping that's not true. But February also brings us Black History Month. So I want to wish everyone a meaningful and uplifting Black History Month as we honor the history and contributions of African Americans, past, present, and future. Regarding the recent snowstorm that I'm sure all of us got many phone calls on, this was one of the largest we've seen in over a decade, with more than a foot of snow across our city. Like many residents, I was initially frustrated by how long cleanup was taking, how long it took for DPW to reach my block. And when they did come down my street, they plowed snow right back into my driveway that I had just cleared. Was I upset? Was I mad?
No.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
But, and I say but, once I got out and about and saw the sheer volume of snow, it became clear that this was no ordinary snowstorm. I quickly realized snow removal at this scale is not simple. It requires a coordinated plan to move massive amounts of snow, determine where it can be placed, and safely clear streets while getting cars off the road. This is a long, carefully planned process, and it cannot happen overnight. I know we wish, me included, that snow could be removed from our streets and especially major roads overnight, but that's simply not the case. We have to be patient, understand the process, and work within it so the job can be done the right way. Our Department of Public Work has worked tirelessly, and they are still out there today, as we speak, doing the very best they can with limited resources. I want you to remember, snow removal is a shared responsibility. Streets cannot be cleared when cars aren't moved off the roads, even after notice is given. And please, please, do not throw snow back into the street. That creates hazards and slows the entire operation. So I want to sincerely thank our DPW workers for their long hours and dedications. And to our residents, help us help you. Move your cars when advised, and do not throw snow into the streets. And to our business administrator, in your preparation for this snowstorm that we all knew was coming, in your opinion, what worked, what didn't work, and what changes you would make in preparation of the next major snowstorm if we have one?
So what worked was initially clearing major arteries and general connector roads from the city. What worked was a single pass through each street within 48 hours, actually much sooner than that. What didn't work was our efforts to remove cars from the street. You can't plow a street curb to curb without cooperation and a more significant communication plan for people to move their cars so that we could actually plow a street curb to curb. Enforcement of alternate side of the street parking also helps to allow us to plow curb to curb, doing one side and then the other on alternate side of the street parking. What we were confronted with this time was a snow removal that was complicated by a deep freeze, which dictated certain types of equipment that the city does not have in excess. We've had to go out and bring in some contractors with bobcats and skid removers as well as additional front-end loaders. We have one front-end loader. A front-end loader is necessary to move piles of snow. We had to contract for that. The entities that we contract with or that are available were also being contracted by neighboring municipalities. So we had their availability at night, on certain nights. So there are a few things that we could do with better planning, but the storm itself was a significant challenge because it was followed by the deep freeze. And that made snow removal much more difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The removal of vehicles from the street was a major impediment to plowing and to removing snow. I understand that it was a lot of snow and it was difficult for some people to move their cars, but it hurts the DPW's ability to actually do the plowing and the snow removal effectively and efficiently. We haven't had this much snow, as you said, since I think it was 2017 or 18, when we had the last big storm that was over a foot. And we had some of the similar problems at that point in time. So we'll do a post-storm debriefing and planning session as we finish the snow removal. We only have one place to remove snow to,
That's the parking lot across from the.
and we don't own it. So we have to get permission to put snow there and how much we can put there.
Is that it?
Thank you, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Hilbert? You knew what was coming.
Thank you, Council Vice President. Good evening, everyone. Happy Black History Month, and happy 100 years of celebrating Black history. I think it's important to acknowledge that, being at the things that are happening in the world today, what we're seeing on the news and what we're seeing in our communities. I don't have major announcements, but I have major concerns about what's happening not only in West Ward, but in our city as a whole. Not often do you hear us talk about immigration and what's happening on Scotland Road. Not often do we hear about what's happening not only in public, but possibly city-owned properties. And I want to say this. If you know something, please notify the council or the administration, just so that we know what's happening in the community. I've gotten a lot of calls, text messages, and emails about what's happening. We don't want to have a state of fear here in our community. There are people who are dealing with immigration on a different level, whether it be in their household, whether it be their students, whether it be their colleagues at work. So I know this is something that has to be dealt with federally, but as a councilwoman, as a mother, as a parent, as a neighbor, I am deeply concerned, and I want everyone to know that I'm here to not only serve you, but support you. So I hope that my colleagues will join me in saying that we are working to make sure that everyone is protected in our community, and that if there is anything happening in our community, that we would all want to be aware. There has been a lot of reports of people being approached by Bravo on Scotland Road, that there's been reports of ICE hiding and surveilling in that area. And that doesn't just affect the people, but it also affects our businesses and our community. So I would like to talk more with my legal department and the administration on how we can collaborate with the activists and the advocates in the community on what the protocol would be in situations like that. We don't want a Minneapolis to happen here in the city of Orange. And I think we need to be vigilant and prepared for anything. to move a little bit past that, I did want to speak towards the snow removal. I would like to say this. I am not here to bash what city employees do. As a matter of fact, when I became councilwoman, the first department that I was a liaison to was DPW. And I took it upon myself to visit them. I did a site visit. They have a sign shop. I'm putting everybody on notice. They have a sign shop, and I'm still waiting for a stop sign for Minton Place. I'm joking, but they have a sign shop. They had a couple of issues with their bay doors, but you know, they were able to say, hey, we did these repairs, we did this in the break room, we did this with the bathroom. This is what we need from you, Councilwoman, to advocate on our behalf. What we're looking at is something that hasn't been seen in a while. Last year, we didn't really have a real winter compared to what we have now. But my concern is when we're looking at the budget and we're giving promotions and we're hiring people without even advertising it, what can we say when it comes to public works? Where is the funding that we can put on the books now for the upcoming budget season where we can hire additional workforce to counter these issues going forward? Our population is growing, the demand is growing, but what are we doing for the men and women who already work here so that it's no employee burnout, so we're not scrapping for funds when it comes to overtime? Can we put something as a council, can we say, hey, we recommend that you put these jobs in your budget so that we're prepared? And it's not just public works. Going back to police and fire, recently they had some promotions. For police, we have sergeants, but what about the lieutenants? Are there people who are also in line? Are these people that we need to be looking towards in our budget as well, that we could start talking about preparing for that? Because it's inevitable. Like, our taxes are going to go up, but people want to see what it pays for. We need the services to complement what we pay in our taxes. And I feel that that's coming through workforce and how we're hiring, and then how we're distributing the funds to make sure that each department is well equipped to handle their job. Thank you.
Wow, right on time.
I know, that's the first time ever.
I like that, I like that.
I didn't rehearse that.
Yes, that was great.
Yes.
Councilman Coley.
Yeah. Thank you, Council Vice President. I'll be quick. Mr. BA, we still haven't gotten that traffic study for Lincoln Avenue by the train trestle. At least I haven't gotten it yet.
No, that item is going to be postponed again.
Okay.
They still have to gather some information and do some counts.
Okay. And I want to circle back. We talked about snow, and I know I wasn't going to say it, but I brought this up many times over the years. Snow melt machine, and I know that's something that if we do get one, we won't use it every year, you know. But if we do have one, we can set it up, and it could be a money making. I guess, a process, you know, for the city. You can set it up and you can charge municipalities to come in and, you know, dump your snow, providing that the environmentals will be okay, that it doesn't overflow. It doesn't overflow our sewer system, things like that. But if something that, if that could work, it could pay for itself, you know, within a year. Maybe we might want to revisit that again. I don't know. But I think something that we can do is put together a real comprehensive snow emergency removal plan, you know, where on the same order, like I think I shared with you, the way we have our open space fund set up. I don't know if this is something that it would have to go out for a referendum, and we set monies aside each year, you know, for emergency snow removal, and then the years that we don't use it, it just grows. So if indeed we get hit upside the head, you know, every 6 or 7 years with a 14-foot, you know, snowstorm or something catastrophic, we will have the resources already in place, to tackle the issue. That's just, I think, a common sense approach, where it won't, take up a lot of, resources to build up the pot. Because if you look, every maybe 9 or 10 years or so, we get hit with a catastrophic storm, and throughout those other years, we just have our little major snowstorms that we can handle, and then some winters we don't even have any snow. So I think it's something that we should, look into, a comprehensive snow emergency plan where it's a referendum, so taxpayers will know that, hey, this is part of my tax bill, but it's going for the emergency snow removal, the same way we do the open space. And 400 Oakwood Avenue has been struggling over the last week or so with their heating issue. I believe that the contractor was there over the last week and it was working, and I'm hearing that right now it isn't working again. So I don't know what can we do as far as code enforcement, to put a little extra pressure on the management, to make sure that they do what they need to do to really fix the problem rather than putting a Band-Aid on it.
So we issued 26 tickets between the 29th and today.
Okay.
We also met with the owners. That was not satisfactory. So the public official declared an emergency, and tomorrow morning, the city's plumbing contractor will go and inspect their boiler and heating system.
And
We'll
that,
take whatever steps are necessary from that point on, based on that report.
okay. So if and when the city steps in, will we absorb the cost
No,
to repair it?
no.
Okay,
I mean, we may temporarily, but it'll be a lien on the property.
okay, okay. All right,
Thank you.
I think that's all that. Thank you, Councilman.
Thank you, Councilman.
Councilwoman, sorry.
Thank you. Okay.
Councilman, Vice President, I just want to note that we all got in our email a letter from the attorney from 400. Did you guys see that?
No.
So you guys, please read it, because it's like 3 or 4 pages, but they also have an attorney that's representing 400 Oakwood right now. So,
Yeah,
and
I've
they
seen
sent us all and she has a long dissertation here for all of the issues that has been going on. And I just want to say briefly, I want to thank OEM for handling some of the heat emergencies this weekend. And this Administrator Hartwick, I want to say that as we move forward, we need to start looking at crisis management for these situations. A warming center and some place that we can refer for homelessness, to a homeless shelter. We need to find some coordination between East Orange, Newark, and us, that we can send people. I just found out yesterday that a lady died, froze to death on Central Avenue during this storm in East Orange. One of the homeless people froze to death. So, but when I called and asked about warming centers, we don't have one, because I think some of the people in 400 probably could have used it because of and we know that this cold weather is hard on old buildings and boilers. If they're gonna go down, they always go down the coldest day of the year. So, some of the buildings are saying they can't afford new boilers, but something has to be done. And the lawyers recommended that they fine them $2,000 a day until they fix everything over there. So, just as we prepare for the next storm or whatever hits us, we need to have some other things in place to house our residents and some referrals that we can make. Because I got some of the calls, but, and I want to thank Ebenezer Baptist Church for the pastor agreed to put up one of the residents that paid for it out of his pocket if we needed it, so I want to thank him for that.
No, so I have from the county here, the cold blue shelters, and I'll distribute it to all the council people and put it out and make sure we put it on both websites as well.
But even
That's
if we
from the
do the
county.
cold blue shelters, we have to be able to provide transportation to them.
Right.
So that's another piece of it.
Council President, can I just add to that?
Yes.
Maybe we should coordinate some type of relationship with New Jersey Transit, and just get some buses to go right where the people are. Just set some buses up in certain zones. Once the bus is set up, all you gotta do is put gas in it. I mean that's a quick and expensive way. It may not be the most comfortable, but at least while the bus is sitting there running, it is providing some type of warmth and shelter. Maybe that's a quick fix, to a much larger problem.
Thank you. So, again, happy Black History Month. And what another remedy, because I was told they don't even have floor captains to check on individuals in floor. Do we have anybody checking on the individual residents? No?
Went out the window.
So I think that's something that needs to be needed, that we need. Chief Derek Brown, you might want to distribute some literature, because I was told people are using their stoves. At some point,
And they,
that could cause a problem, correct?
Yeah.
A lot of people have been using their stoves for days.
Yeah.
and
So-
overheaters.
I don't know, how can we get that information to them? I don't know. Because that could be a problem. And I got that firsthand from residents, that they've been using their stoves. So, and that was a great idea. We got to think about a warming center. Maybe even
The new community.
the community center. Bringing, use our vans, bring them back and forth. I spoke to the BA, he's gonna check to see if that's possible, but it should be possible. All right. My next, I'm not gonna say problem, but we need somebody from recreation here to talk about our kids. Who's handling recreation now, BA?
Which part?
Sports, baseball, basketball, football?
Andrea Crouch.
Okay. So we need to talk, because our recreation is a direct result of our varsity sports. Because of our recreation, so we need to talk, figure out how we're gonna make it better. So, is that possible? Next meeting? Thank you.
Not next meeting, the meeting after.
Meeting after, okay.
I got something big for you. I
Right,
have something
meeting
big
after.
for you at the next meeting.
Also, the Brook Alley gas station, is that fully operable now?
It's fully operable with the exception, the fire trucks are going there now, the diesel issue is fixed. The issue with the new police cars is that they have to be outfitted with a tag on the pump, and we've ordered the tags, so only some of the police cars can go to the tanks, not all of them. And the new ones are ones that can't. So we haven't rolled out the whole police unit yet until we get those tags. And
Did
those
we
tags
order them?
are, yes, and those tags are a quality and security control device.
Next inquiry, regarding Day Street, the Joyce Carnegie Park. Who's paying for that, and when, do we have a proposed start date to complete that?
We have a plan that was submitted to us by the developer. We rejected the plan, sent it back to our engineer/architect to cut some of the cost from the plan. And the plan is being paid for with a redevelopment area bond.
Oh, so that wasn't community benefits
No.
from those, I was under that assumption, no?
The land, some of the acquisition for the land was community benefit.
Okay. How much are we in for this approximately?
I don't have the final numbers yet for the
I mean,
build out of the
approximate.
park.
I know you're
We're
gonna give us.
looking at approximately $200,000 for the lighting, the irrigation, for the planting, and for the benches, and for the memorial itself.
Okay. And I just want to let all the citizens know, on July 19th, I'm sending Councilman Ross and myself, we're sending 20 kids to summer camp for 1 week. So if anybody's interested, we did it last year. The kids came and presented at the council meeting, they had a ball. We probably have around 15 slots available right now. So all you have to do, you can write this number down, 973-476-8384, if you want to reserve a spot. And we always travel with them to the camp up in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. So if you're interested, one more, wait, I'm not listening to that. Everybody did good. Also, yes. Also, we're having a free taxes, starting free taxes in the council chambers called VITA. They're gonna be doing free taxes. We're gonna start in 3 weeks. Anybody that makes less than 60,000, your taxes are free. And we're gonna do it right here in council chambers. Okay? That's it for me. Can we move the agenda?
Okay. There are no ordinance on second reading. There are no ordinance on introduction or first reading. All items, consent agenda, all items listed with an asterisk are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. Is there any resolution that any council person would like to remove for a separate vote? Okay, if not,
Council Vice President? Sorry, I have to remove one.
Sorry.
I need to remove 92-2026.
Okay.
Yes,
92.
that's right.
Yes.
It has to be separate vote for 92.
Okay.
Any others? Okay. The consent agenda consists of 74, 75, 76, 77, 78 as amended, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 93, 94, 95 as amended, 96 as amended, 97 as amended, 98 as amended, 99 as amended, 100, 100 as amended, 101, 102. Is there a motion?
Motion Coley.
Second, Montague.
The consent agenda there's a motion by Councilman Coley, second by Councilman Montague III. On the motion, any questions? Roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilman Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. The consent agenda has been adopted. All right, let me go back to Resolution 92-2026, a resolution authorizing payment to the law firm of Genovia Burns LLP for services rendered as special election counsel for the representation of Joyce L. Lanier in her official capacity as municipal clerk for the city of Orange Township and regarding litigation docketed as Hilbert versus Lanier at al. Document number ESX-L-2069-24 in the amount not to exceed $13,895. Is there a motion?
Motion, Summers Johnson.
Is there a second?
Second?
You can't second it.
You can't.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a second?
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilman Montague III. On the motion,
On the motion, I thought this litigation was done.
So Councilman, it's actually on appeal right now.
Okay.
anyone else on the motion? Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Abstain.
Councilman Montague III.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That is 5 yeas, 1 abstain, 1 absent. This motion passes. Okay. Next, we have 3 walk-ons. You just received them. Walk-on. First one is 103, 2026, resolution honoring the annual Boys to Men Breakfast, Lincoln Avenue School, Orange, New Jersey, submitted by Council President Adrian Wooten and the Orange Municipal Council. Resolution 104-2026 WO, a resolution authorizing a non-fair and open professional services agreement with Friend and Wenzel to provide legal services to the City of Orange Township Planning Board for a period beginning January 1, 2026 and continuing through December 31st, 2026 in an amount not to exceed $7,500 with an additional fees paid separately from escrow accounts that will be solely funded by developers pertaining to their specific projects, to include a certification of availability of funds by the City of Orange Township Chief Financial Officer. Resolution 105-2026 WO, a resolution authorizing a non-fair open professional services agreement with Friend and Wenzel to provide legal services to the City of Orange Township Zoning Board of Adjustment for a period beginning January 1, 2026 and continuing through December 31st in an amount not to exceed $5,000 with an additional fees paid separately from escrow accounts that will be solely funded by developers pertaining to their specific projects, to include a certification of availability of funds by the City of Orange Township Chief Financial Officer. Is there a motion to walk these on?
Motion to walk these on, Summers Johnson.
Second. No, who was that?
Hilbert.
That was Hilbert.
Hilbert. Hilbert.
A motion by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilwoman Hilbert. On the motion. Roll call. Councilman Cole.
Excuse me, on the motion.
On the motion.
This is just to walk them on.
Okay.
Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilman Montague III.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. This passes. These have now been walked on. Resolution 103-2026 WO, resolution honoring the annual Boys to Men Breakfast, Lincoln Avenue School, Orange, New Jersey, submitted by Council President Adrian Wooten and the Orange Municipal Council. Is there a motion?
Motion. Oh. That was you?
That was Eason on the first. Can I get a second?
Second, Summers Johnson.
Motion by Councilwoman Eason, second by Councilwoman Summers Johnson. On the motion. Roll call. Councilman Coley.
Yes.
Councilwoman Eason.
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Yes.
Councilman Montague III.
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
And Council President Wooten is absent. This has been approved. Resolution 104-2026 WO, resolution authorizing a non-fair open professional services agreement with Friend and Wenzel to provide legal services to the City of Orange Township Planning Board for a period beginning January 1, 2026 and continuing through December 31st, 2026 in an amount not to exceed $7,500 with additional fees paid separately from escrow accounts that will be solely funded by developers pertaining to their specific projects, to include certification of availability of funds by the City of Orange Township CFO. Is there a motion?
Motion, Summers Johnson.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilwoman Easton. On the motion.
On the motion, I just want to be clear that there's no sort of conflict for us to have the same attorney for both the zoning board
No.
and the planning board? No? Okay.
Roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilman Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. This passes. Resolution 105-2026 WO, a resolution authorizing a non-fair and open professional services agreement with Friend & Wenzel to provide legal services to the City of Orange Township Zoning Board of Adjustment for a period beginning January 1, 2026 and continuing through December 31st, 2026 in an amount not to exceed $5,000 with additional fees paid separately from escrow accounts that will be solely funded by developers pertaining to their specific projects to include a certification of availability of funds by the City of Orange Township, CFO. Is there a motion?
Motion Coley.
Second, Montague.
Motion by Councilman Coley, second by Councilman Montague III. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley?
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert?
Yes.
Councilman Montague III?
Yes.
Councilman Ross?
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson?
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. This has been approved. Old business, postponed ordinances. Ordinance 70-2025, an ordinance to amend the code of the City of Orange Township, Chapter 200, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Section 200-52-1, Handicapped Parking Spaces, 576 Langdon Street. Is there a motion?
Motion to remain postponed.
Second, Montague.
Postponed to when?
If the council likes, this was postponed because the engineer had to clarify. The engineer has clarified there is no access to the driveway. He made a typo in his letter where he said they had access when in fact they didn't. Proof of that has been given to the city, so this could go forward if the council desires.
And also there was photos that was
Correct.
attached to it that showed no driveway.
Right.
Correct.
So what are we doing?
You want to retract your,
We can, my recommendation is that we can vote it up.
Yep.
So
you want to retract?
I take back my,
I retract.
And you
I
retract.
retract my motion.
I retract my motion.
Okay. Councilman Montague III and Councilwoman Easton have retracted their motions. Can I get a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt, Ross.
On first reading, right?
On first reading, yes.
Second,
No, go ahead.
second, Summers Johnson.
Motion to adopt on first is made by Councilman Ross, second by Councilwoman Summers Johnson. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert.
Aye. Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Councilman Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross,
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson,
Yes.
and Council President Wooten is absent. That's 6 yeas and 1 absent. This is approved. The final reading will be on March the 3rd, 2026. That's not right. Yes, it is. We have another meeting. Ordinance 72-2025, the recommendation is that this one stays postponed until March 17th. An ordinance to amend Section 200-32, no parking, and Section 200-42, Schedule 11, loading zone of the City of Orange Township City Code. Is there a motion?
Motion to remain postponed.
Second, Summers Johnson.
Motion to remain postponed to the March 17th meeting was made by Councilwoman Easton, second by Councilwoman Summers Johnson. On the motion, roll call. Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilman Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross,
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson,
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. This is approved. To be postponed to March 17th. Postponed resolutions. 510-2025, a resolution expressing the intent of the Municipal Council of the City of Orange Township to implement a municipal fleet ordinance pursuant to the attached proposed ordinance and establishing a timeline for full implementation by July 2026, sponsored by the City of Orange Township Municipal Council. This was amended to read that way. Is there a motion?
Motion, Summers Johnson,
Second.
To keep
Well-
postponed.
to be postponed, to keep postponed.
Second.
Second. Motion to keep postponed was made by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Councilman Ross. On the motion, Councilman Coley,
Yes.
Councilwoman Easton,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hilbert,
Yes.
Councilman Montague III,
Yes.
Councilman Ross.
Yes.
Councilwoman Summers Johnson.
Yes.
Council President Wooten is absent. That's 6 yeas, 1 absent. This will remain postponed until the March 17th meeting. Is there anything else for the good of the order? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn,
Second,
Summers Johnson.
Montague.
Motion to adjourn by Councilwoman Summers Johnson, second by Council Vice President Wells of Montague III. On the motion, any questions?
No.
All those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned at 8:40 p.m. Our next scheduled municipal conference meeting and regular meeting will be held on Tuesday, February 17th, 2026, 7 p.m. at City Hall, 29 North Day Street, Orange, New Jersey, in the council chambers. Have a wonderful night and be safe. What time can you come in tomorrow?
Gotta go to work.
No, it doesn't matter. Just tell me what it is,
It's gonna
because
be around 2-ish.
2-ish? All right. So I can make sure that everything is already. Wait, you in Newark, right? Yeah, I can't drive down there. I was gonna say, I'll drive right down there.